This is just a great day here today. The sun's out. Just went on Cannibal on a walk on. It's the day to be out here. Not too heavy lines, and I'm feeling it. Join us today on the XP project. So we're out here today. This is the first week that they're going to be open a little bit later. So it's 9 o'clock now. Oh, got the train going in the background. I can pretty confidently say that these crowds are a lot busier than previous years. I can tell that for sure. It's going to be really interesting to see once Laguna Beach opens where the crowds look, because I really think that once that opens up, it's gonna throw a little bit back there and just kind of help this whole bottleneck situation that's going on in the main part of the park right now. And we're only like 3 weeks away from that, but it is nice right now because things are open a little bit later, 9 o'clock, and the weather's great. It's not going to get too cold. It might get a little chilly at the end of the night, but other than that, it's really good. So if you are kind of trying to beat the crowds a little bit on a day like this, it's super busy. You're wanting like a little bit quieter place to eat. There's this old mill, and when you're walking into Pioneer Village, I'm going to show you, kind of just go right here. It's the old mill. They've got really good food, and it's actually pretty decent pricing on them. But it's like real good like authentic barbecue. You can get like corn on the cob, stuff like that. It's really good. And it's just, it's a little quieter back here. I mean, it's still pretty busy, but if you come over here, they've got, and it's still a little wet just because we're not into full dry summer yet, but if you look over here, there's a whole little area right here, and you can bring chairs and even like a little bit of blanket and sit out here and eat your barbecue. And then obviously, as we've talked about before, there's going to be the wildlife out here. You got the white peacock over there, and then the goose just sitting there having a good time. So that's a good place to eat if you want to kind of get somewhere where it's a little more quiet. This is still one of my favorite buildings in the park. It's like it's an old-timey wagon building, and they've got wagons from all different eras, but like mostly like old school wagons, and it's just really cool. There's like this one right here. This looks a lot like the wagon that's in front of the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland. And then they've got this one over here.
There you go. If you were dead, that's where your body would go. This is carrying a dead person.
Oh, I am for Mom.
I think so many people come to this park and they don't really realize that there's so much back here in Pioneer Village, but I spent so much time back here as a kid and just love the history that's back here. And so you come back here and just get a walk through all this. It's a little quieter, you know, just something nice to do if the park's just jam-packed like it usually is lately. Plus on a really hot day, most of these buildings, and I say most because there's a couple that are really hot, but most of these buildings are kind of a way to kind of cool down too. It's like, you're gonna hear me say at least 1,000 times, Cannibal is still the best roller coaster in the country, in my opinion. I've been on a lot of different coasters over my lifetime. Oh man, it just still gets my heart racing. I love that ride. It's a walk on this morning, just because we got here super early, so it'll get busier, but it doesn't matter what the wait is on that line. You wait in it, it's well worth it. Wild Mouse basically has no line right now, so I'm gonna go take advantage of that. So let's see how that goes. You know, Wild Mouse is still one of those kind of classic rides right here. This ride actually used to be on top of a little food building back when I was a little kid. Only like the older generation would know about that because it was a long time ago. As a matter of fact, like I think I was like really little when this was on top of a building. It was just like a real kind of rickety old roller coaster, one of the first ones here. But then they got, you know, the new one built in. This is exactly like Goofy Sky School at Disney. It's just opposite. It goes the opposite way. I'll have a POV video up on this one, but this ride's pretty fun. It's one that kind of the kids can ride too. It's not like an intense roller coaster, but I mean it's a little crazy when you get up at the top there. You kind of feel like you're coming off the edge, but it's a fun one. So I wanted to give you guys a little bit of insight on what I'm going to be doing with these videos. So basically right now, since we're just on the weekends, I'm just kind of putting out some short videos. But once we get into the full summer mode, I'm going to basically be out here, you know, 3-4 times a week, and then I'll compile those videos and do one video every weekend. And then I am going to do a POV video on every ride that I can go on. I say that just because some of the little kids rides and stuff I can't go on, but I'm going to try to get on every ride I can and get either a POV or something of, you know, me riding it. And put those up as well, just so you can kind of see what every ride is. I'm gonna give a little bit of background on each ride as well. And so we'll keep that going, and then like I said, once the summer hits, we'll get a little bit more footage going throughout the week, just because I'll be able to be out here on the weekdays as well. Well, this is gonna wrap up our awesome day at Lagoon. I was able to get on Cannibal twice and Wicked twice, which doesn't always happen so fast. So yeah, it was a really nice day. Sun's still shining. Thanks for joining us on the XP project.